Okay, I just spent $11 on decongestion stuff. Now, I got some mucus relief right here. Non-Vicks, but regular vapor inhaler. It's not the brand, it's not the Vicks brand. It's still $1.25. So I got me 2 of those. I got me some cough release. Got me some Tussin. Got me 2 of those. No, I got me a cold and flu nighttime. Okay? Because I can't be sleeping at night and coughing at the same time and can't breathe. Might not wake up. And then I got the daytime, nighttime. So yeah, all of that cost me like $12. Now, considering that one bottle of NyQuil would cost me about $12. Okay? And if you're going to do the NyQuil and the DayQuil, you know, who knows how much that is now. So, we're doing what we can. Right? We're doing what we can. Can only do what we do, right? So, and like I said, you know, that this definitely came on as a part of, you know, I don't know what causes or even where the congestion comes from, but I know I have a whole head full of congestion. And I mean, I started to feel the congestion fill up my head. Okay? It was like messing with my equilibrium. It was popping my ears, you know, and it just seemed like it was a non-stop, you know, flooding of my sinuses that I've not really experienced before. I couldn't even understand what was going on, you know. And I thought, okay, you know, maybe I was getting the cold, the flu. I never was told I had the flu. I've had colds before. You know, what's the difference between a cold and a flu? Not much. I'm thinking it has to do with intensity. But when you can't breathe, you know, and I mean, it's bad enough to be a mouth breather. But when your lungs also feel congested and you can't even be a mouth breather, then, you know, desperation sets in. And you know, you start to wonder, well, where are you supposed to get this? Where are you supposed to get the air from? Where? It ain't coming in through your nose. It's not even coming in through your lungs. Where are you going to get the air from? And you can't even expand your lungs. This is how it is. And this has been going on now for a little too long. Too long. Now, you know, I've been coughing and spitting phlegm for what? Since February. Pretty much. I mean, I might have a good day or two, and then it goes right back into where it was. I'm like, what is this? Because I can't understand what it is that's making my body react this way. I keep saying, there's got to be something in the air. And my daughter is like trying to tell me, oh, Mom, it's some allergic reaction. It's some allergic reaction. And I'm like, I can't even get tested for allergies or allergens or anything like that because I don't have medical. So the whole goal is by 2026, okay, since we're already in November, but by 2026 we're gonna have some type of medical coverage. Now, I did hear this lady say that she was paying like $30 a month for medical. And I'm like, where is she getting her medical from? If I can only remember, and I can only assume if I go and apply, because listen, right now, Medicare has some of the worst fraud since its inception. Okay, has occurred through Medicare. And yeah. So it's like we don't know, what are good companies, what is a competitive company, but we do know they've been charging seniors and people on SSI up to like $180 a month for medical coverage. Right? Now, people on disability, they could get paid a lot, they get paid more than people that are just taking like early retirement. People who take the early retirement suffer the worst because they get penalized if they make over, whatever they're getting from their early retirement. Now, mind you, early retirement is supposed to be based off of you contributing, right? You've contributed 35 years, right? I know I've contributed 45 years, and they should have given me my full amount because I have worked for 45 years. I have contributed 45 years, and they should have gave me my full amount, but they didn't, because of course the incompetency of the people is like, or this is the discouragement that they'll make you fight for what you applied for, right? So you're applying for early retirement, and you're like, just give them early retirement, and it wasn't like you can say, I'm applying for early retirement. You're applying for retirement benefits, and they're the ones that's supposed to qualify you. So now that leads me to believe, well, who is it, unless they're special elitists that get full retirement benefits, haven't only worked 35 years. We don't know who these people are. I know it's not me. I've worked 45 years plus, you know, since I've been working and contributing to Social Security since, you know, 1975. Okay? Since 1975. So, I mean, who are those people? Who they? Who? Harpo, who that? Who that dear woman? Right? We don't know who they are. But they are out there. That's for sure. So, now, I do want to find out, you know, is there a way? Or are you automatically denied disability benefits because you don't have medical, therefore you don't have medical you don't have doctors that they can go and make an inquiry for. And this is what I don't understand. How did the government take over, you know, qualifying people and not examining people? If we're going to give the power to the government, you know, to disqualify people, then they should also have their own doctors that has to examine these disqualifying sick people. But that would make too much common sense, right? So then we get to, well, the government never should have been given, you know, the authority. They should have been only regulating the businesses and not the individuals. And that made sense to me too. And I'm like, well, who allowed them to shift their responsibilities? Right? That's like me being an employee saying, well, I'm the employee. I'll tell you what kind of work you paying me for. And we see this over and over and over in our society where people are like, right? And then, you know, it's one thing for you not to want to do such and such and such and such. But why is it impossible to find somebody else who is willing to do the work under those circumstances? Right? Without somebody saying, no, you know, you can't do that, you know. I'm going to put some laws in place that says that you have to be licensed, you have to be certified, and not only your accreditations has to go through our programs. Now I'm getting too deep, right? Okay, here we are, this beautiful park. Get that out your mouth. Get that out your mouth. Get it. Get that out your mouth. Give me that. Oh my gosh. Everything goes in her mouth. Everything. So we were able to walk a little bit further than before. Still not able to go completely around the pond. She's just getting so big. I'm starting to see a little bit of her personality for sure. Okay, we're gonna head back to the car. They're so beautiful. So they've been pretty good doggies. Not being too demanding. I wish I had remembered to buy him some milk bones or something, because I think they only got like a couple treats left. Look at her. She's so emotional. She is. And she is so excited. So excited she don't know what to do with herself. Look at her. Come on out of there. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Don't be chasing after no other dog. Beautiful sunset. But here's the thing, you know, I love her emotions. I love this little puppy's emotions, right? But I don't know what to say about him sometimes, because it just seems like it has it going to and fro, and don't give a heck about nothing. Kind of like, you know, real life consequences. Look at that. She wanna scratch that leash off so bad. Look at her. Look at her. What? We're going back to the car. We're going back to the car. just got off the sidewalk. What the crud? What you looking at? Looking at that doggy? It's a husky. Oh, look at Snoopy. Snoopy was like, that's an attractive dog. Girl, you need to stop. You need to stop. We're going to teach this little girl some bad habits. Look at her. Look at you. Stop it. Look at her. It's like everything's a game. Everything's a game. And when they're little, it's cute. She don't know, she only got a couple of more months to be able to do this and look cute. This is the last stop. Okay, I took the pitties for a walk. I just wish I had some milk bones to give them. I'm thinking I might I could try to make some. What? Me trying to make some doggy milk bones? It can't be that hard. It can't be no harder than making cookies. At least that's what my mind is saying. Cannot be that hard. Can't be no harder than making cookies. Making some doggy bones. But I mean, how would I want to make it? I would want to use some bone broth. Some beans and vegetables. And some meat. All rolled up in a nice little cookie, right? That way they get a little fiber, get a little vegetables, some vitamins, some protein. Yeah, and make it all into, like, you know, I attribute the fact that my dog is damn near 20 years old to the fact that whenever she starts getting sick, I start feeding her a lot of bone broth and making sure that she gets enough liquids, and then some actual human food. Not human food. Well, if you think of humans as a carnivore or omnivore, and so are dogs, then what the hell? Right? Because I still feel like dog food is like telling dogs that they have to live their whole life eating cereal. Right? and even the bestest of cereal, has to be doctored up in order for us to survive off of the cereal. If we was to eat cereal as adults, as men and women, as human beings, there's no way I would even think that people would try to do something like that to children. But listen, with the price of baby food nowadays, you could best believe that people are out here trying to puree some baby food, some adult food, and turn it into some baby food. Yeah. So I don't feel bad about my medical purchases at all. It's 65 degrees now, and it's only 6:30. I can feel my congestion start to fill up in my sinuses. Now, as far as the congestion in my head area, it's just there, and it's affecting my ears. I pop my eardrums every time I blow my nose. Her ponytail was bouncing. So yeah, I think I'll hold off on the doggy treats and just go and give them like the chicken remains that I have in the fridge, because I still have like a fourth of a cup of that left. So yesterday I ended up eating tortilla chips that I fried out of tortillas myself, and that was great, because that was the first time I've ever done that, where I would I'd cut up the tortillas and fry them up and eat them like chips. Now, of course, you have to fry them just right so that they are crispy without being too brown. And then you have to let them like air out, because that's what seemed like did it for me, is letting them air out like a whole day. Letting them air out for a whole day And then when I ate them a day later, it was like, yes, stale tortilla chips. No. But I mean, they were dry, they was crispy, and I ate them all up last night. I ate every last one of them up last night. So I think Monday is voters day. Yeah, local voters day. The 3rd and the 4th, I think. Or is it just the 4th? But of course, I don't know any of the issues. I don't know how the hell the motherfucker put that on the ballots. And what's just going to end up happening is they're going to end up telling me that they all voted for this and that. And the only way that I'm really going to know about it is if I'm in violation. So, yeah, I can see that in my neighborhood, they didn't really take this, don't go to the supermarket, November 1st seriously. Right? Because it seems like there are people out here shopping at the supermarkets. Including myself. But I mean, if you're running out of toilet paper and medicine, you gotta go to the supermarket. And if your clothes is starting to get, if your dirty clothes are starting to pile up, you gotta go to the laundromat. So, now granted, because I don't really go nowhere, I'll be wearing my stuff like 2 and 3 days straight. Like I wear my shorts 2 or 3 days. Because I'm not doing anything. I'm just not doing nothing. I'm not going anywhere. Not doing anything. Just sitting at the house trying to get healed. If I was going someplace, I could see myself maybe doing it a maximum of 2 days. Especially, maybe one day if I sweat. But I mean, I'm not even sweating. I'm not even really... I'm doing like bare minimum 10-minute exercises, stretches, lightweight exercises. That's it. A set of 10, that's it. Just enough to lay my ass down and catch my breath again. Because I can't breathe. So hopefully I can find some way to get onto some medical so that I can go to the doctor and so that they can start giving me treatments and this won't turn into COPD. Turn into that where I have to walk around with an oxygen machine. No. And I mean, I'm seeing them and I'm trying to figure out who walks around with an oxygen machine. Right? And then it didn't seem like people talked about it that much. It's like you have to know somebody that has that kind of medical problem. And I'm like an introvert, you know. I don't know people like that. And even if I did know those people, I'm not intimately involved enough to where they would tell me their personal medical situation, especially if they're the type that just has to only use it at nighttime when they're sleeping. So for whatever reason, my eyesight today has been very blurry. I have been trying to read, the labels of the packets of stuff that's in my medicine cabinet, and I can't see them, not even with the magnifying glass. I'm telling you. It's not good, but I did get a stigma from having to work, at the computer. I did spend money going to an ophthalmologist. And they are like, expensive eye doctors. Who basically said this stigma cannot be corrected with eyeglasses. So that's a personal injury that I suffered from having worked at a computer for so long that I have a stigma. That can't be corrected with eyeglasses. But I can't afford to even pay for an ophthalmologist. They are expensive. And eye care, it's a different type of insurance, just like dentistry. It's a different kind of insurance.